All right. All right, we're getting no frame drop here. Minnie, come here, baby. I've decided to try to grow a beard. That's why it's really long. And I think I can help in understanding what is going on in the world today. Hey, thank you. We had somebody on TikTok say they love me. Thank you. I appreciate it. This is going to be a non-music stream, sir. I'm going to talk about Charlie and the things that I think. Because I have a lot of knowledge. I've been targeted. So you're looking at a more handsome version of Charlie. And I'm a Christian, and I could get in big trouble for saying this stuff, because right now there are people who are confused about their identity, especially their sexual identity. And I'm not going to play identity politics, but you heard what Trump said. You're either a boy or a girl. And I think I'm a man, but not to get off the subject, I've been targeted. So I know the lengths of the fakeness of what they will actually try to do. And let me just let me just use an example. Okay, I'm an artist. I play the piano. I make and create animations, and I have a business called Truebones. Truebones motion. Here, I'm going to move this camera because I don't like that view, though. So, let's just take the one example, okay? Me. I have a business. I've been targeted and I've been hunted, okay? They came after my employer. They came after my mom. They took pictures of my house. And I understand it. I understand it all completely, folks. Whoops. And this is what I think. And this is what I think. And this is what I think. I think that we are under attack by ourselves. Really appreciate it. So I was attacked when I stood up. Okay, let me go to the beginning. My name's Joseph Earl McPeak. Give me some tape. Give me some tape, damn it. Oh, this'll work. I'm sorry. My name's Joe McPeak. We have to go back to the beginning when I was born, because I don't know. Some people say I'm 57 years old, but do I look 57 years old to you? No. No, here's what I think happened. When I was small, the person who they called my dad, his name is Kenneth McPeak. He took me and my brother on an aeroplane. Oh, my stomach. He took me and my brother on an aeroplane and tried to hijack it. Okay? So, when they landed in Miami, he wanted to go to Cuba, but when they landed in Miami, something happened. I went that way, they went that way, and I grew up with a family who I thought was my real flesh and blood. But it turns out that that was all a story, just to throw it all off. That's why, thank you. So that plane hijacking threw it all off, okay? And I wish I could. That would be great right there. Oops. Just a second. No. I'm sorry, folks. I'm just trying to get a better angle. Okay, so when that happened, everybody split because they didn't know, and they just blamed it on mental illness. Now, it wasn't mental illness that drove him to do it. No, it was calculated, and he knew exactly what he was doing. Why? Because he is in the Army. He was a Marine in the Army. Now, that doesn't mean he was my dad, okay? He wasn't. So, cut forward maybe 15 more years. I think I'm living with my mom and my brother, and I'm thinking that my dad went to jail. Okay? That was the story, because it was all made up. Okay? Just a stupid made-up story. The truth is that person, Ken McPeak, not my dad, worked for law enforcement, and he actually consulted them. He consulted them on terrorism. Okay, so he retired. Now, cut forward. 20, let's say 15 years ago. Okay, that's like 40 years. I go to this bar, right? And I played pool and I sang karaoke, right? Well, I won the pool contest and they paid me like a couple $100 cash. They gave me gifts, like a brand new bike, and little did I know I was being ingratiated into a network, into a crime ring, and I didn't know it. They kept giving me gifts, kept bolstering me, and then they did the unthinkable. They doxed me. They took my full name, Joseph McPeak. That's not my real name, by the way. And they put it on the sign. I'm just telling a story of what happened to me, and why I don't know how old I am, and why I don't know who I am. Because I was human trafficked. Okay, so I go to this bar, right? And they love me. And I win money and I sing karaoke and they're holding up lighters and there's hundreds of people in there. And they gave me rewards and free drinks and it said I was doing good, right? Well, here's what happened. They put my name on the sign. At the time, I didn't know it was doxing because I was just getting started. Had I known it was doxing, I could have reported it. But when they saw my name up there, these are the fake people that call themselves McPeaks. When they saw my name on the sign, they couldn't have that. So they made a plan to get rid of me. Yeah. First, they hooked me up with a guy, and I bought a drum set. But then I told him I wasn't coming down there anymore because I kept getting assaulted and I got hit in the head and suffered brain damage. I got beat up from behind, broke my ribs, all this, and they kept it a secret. They kept it a secret. You know, I couldn't report nothing. I had brain damage. So, folks, I'm just saying, once Kenneth McPeak, yeah, the bad guy, the ex-terrorist, ex-Marine, the bad guy, the ex-terrorist, ex-Marine, thought he was above the law, and he thought he was going to punish me because I didn't go to jail and he did. So, but the thing is people behind my back were telling the people at the bar that my dad hijacked an airplane, and he's not my dad. So a person named Kenneth McPeak saw my name on the sign and targeted me using that bar. So there's another facet to this in that about a month or two after not going to the bar, the police show up at my house and they go, "You need to erase that phone number of that woman that you met at the bar." I said, "What? Why?" "Don't ask any questions, just do it." I said, "I'll do it." "Good." And then they walked away. And I was like, I don't call her. I don't even know her. She's just the waitress. She gave me her phone number. And couple weeks later, I had just got done doing a live stream of me acting like I was De Niro, and I had my harmonica in my hand, pretending it was a gun, just for the camera. And I was like, "Make your move, make your move." They were down there watching it at the bar, and they called the police on me. They thought it was a gun. So the police come over again, this time with 2 policemen. They go, "Now you left her alone and that's good, but we have to look for a gun now." I was like, "What?" Look, I told him I don't have a gun. If I had a gun, it'd be registered up at your office. Who told you I had a gun? Never mind that. I said, "Come on in, I have nothing to hide," and I showed him my computers and my animations and all that stuff that I'm working on. They don't know that every second of my life is documented. So for them to say I was bugging some girl, no, I have it documented. Timestamps, baby. So, flash forward another week. I see this sign. It says garage sale. I'm just on my way to get my coffee like I do every morning, and there's a garage sale sign. It says garage sale. And I look over there and I go, there might be something there for me. So I stop by, and guess what happened? My baby mama was sitting on the porch, and she goes, "What are you doing here? You know you're not supposed to be here." I was like, "I didn't know you were here," and I got in my car and I left. Now, it's a total random house. I had no idea. Okay, when I was leaving, the waitress from the bar comes sliding in, and she gives me the finger. Oops, I didn't mean to do that, TikTok, sorry. Oh man, hey Piano Man, thank you. So, I get home, I go, "Mom, you'll never guess what happened." She goes, "What happened?" I said, "I just ran into my baby mama at a garage sale, and then I ran into that waitress down at the bar." she goes, do you want me to take you to the police? I was like, no, I got too much work to do right now. I got to work on these animations. And she goes, okay, I'm going to Holly. Next thing you know, there's a knock on the door, and it's the police again. I said, what is it? What is it? I want you to sit down and remove your shoelaces. You're under arrest. I was like, for what? Felony stalking. I said, of that waitress? Yes. Do not speak anymore. They did not read me my rights. So the waitress, who was probably jealous of my success, called the police and said I was stalking her at her house. Okay, so I was arrested and thrown in jail. And come to find out, that wasn't her house. Come to find out, they thought she was a woman. And there's a high chance that she's not a woman. Because in the newspaper article, it says waiter. So folks, what this is, it's okay. There was nothing I could do about it. Yeah, I got thrown in jail, a misdemeanor. I was convicted of a misdemeanor, and there was nothing I could do about it until now. Now I can do something about it. This all has to do with human trafficking and targeting and trying to assassinate people's character. Now, if those people were really nice people down there at the bar, they would have reported it when I got beat up. They would have reported it. They would have sat in the courtroom and told them that I was a nice guy who spent lots of money at that bar. But no, you know what they did? They put me on a tether and said that that girl still worked there when she did not work there. And they put me on a tether so I couldn't go within 100 feet of that bar. But that wasn't what the charge was. So, come to find out, a man named Todd McPeak, who pretended to be my brother, changed his name to Fox. And some people hired him because they thought he was my brother, and they thought it was going to be a sure thing. Just prosecute him so he shuts up and does not say anything about the crimes that were committed. So don't go to that bar. I can't say the name of the bar. No, the watering hole. That's all I'm going to say. Do not go to that watering hole, the one that I went to, because you'll be targeted. Why? Because some crazy people who think they're related to me thought they were going to grift up onto my success by putting me in jail on a trumped up charge. So that's just part one. I'm just telling you because I know things, and I know, well, I think I know what happened to Charlie. And when I come back, I'm gonna explain to you what I think was just simply a setup, fake. You see, when somebody's desperate to be known as a good person, I'm saying somebody like the President of the United States, I'm saying like him. You notice how fast this all went down, right? Evidence hasn't even been processed yet. They got that kid, Tyler, or whatever his name is, Robinson? Yeah. They got him in jail right now. and he hasn't even been charged yet. They have to arraign him within 24 hours or he can walk free. He's not cooperating. He's not going to say, because it's all made up. No, I think he really died, yeah. But I'm going to tell you why I think his own people set him up. And we're going to look at the evidence. And we're only going to talk about what we know, because we don't want to spread any misinformation. Do we? Okay, folks, so I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the Charlie Kirk Zapruder film and show you why it is virtually impossible for a young kid, 22 years old, with no military training, with no gun training, is going to buy a 30-06 from a mail order catalog for $19.95 and have it mail ordered to him. There's just no way. There's no way he's going to get on Discord and say anything about a shooting. So why did he get on Discord and tell them where to pick up the gun? Why? Because it's all fake. It's all fake. No, the killing part was real. Everything else is fake. I think that shooter did not shoot him. It was an impossible shot. Just hear me out. That guy was twice as far from Kirk as the other shooter was from Trump, twice as far. And you're expecting me to believe, because I've shot guns. I know a little bit about guns. I've built bullets. I've shot a muzzle loader. Oh, that's got a lot of kick. I know a little bit about guns. Okay? A 30-06. Okay, let's just say it did happen. He had the perfect angle. He had the perfect shot. But there was 3,000, maybe 10,000 people in that crowd who would have heard a bullet whiz right over their head, because that's the angle of the trajectory. Nobody heard any bullet whizzing by. Okay? The bullet will whiz by before you hear the sound, because the sound only travels at 823 miles per hour. A bullet travels much faster than that. So by the time you saw that hole in Charlie's shirt, you would have not heard the sound. You would have heard the whizzing of the bullet going by your head. That's what you would have heard. And then you would have heard, but it's like this. It goes, you can actually hear the bullet in some of those, but they didn't use that as evidence, did they? No, they don't need to use that as evidence. No, they do. This is going to be a massive undertaking. Okay? So I'm going to tell you my conspiracy theories when I come back, okay? But just know, they are just theories. And thank you for following me. And they are not good. And you're going to think I'm freaking nuts. Because it is nuts.